In Britain today, the freedoms we enjoy cannot be taken for granted. Our Jewish way of life is under pressure. So the Jewish population needs to be represented, promoted, and safeguarded. And that is the role of the Board of Deputies of British Jews.
I don't think people are aware just how much effort goes in to protecting and promoting Jewish life in this country, because when things work well, you don't notice them. No news is good news.
So what is the board?
The Board of Deputies really is a democratic organisation that represents the entire Jewish community, and our nearly 300 representatives come from individual synagogues, synagogue organisations, but also communal organisations.
Yes, it's crucial that the board is democratically elected. It gives them authority, it gives them a mandate, and it proves to members of Parliament and to the government that the people you're dealing with have the authority of the community they're representing.
For parliamentarians, it's very important to know that there is a single point of contact with British Jews.
The full-time staff at the Board of Deputies, all of whom have their own individual expertise, combine fantastically with the deputies and their experience to make the Jewish community a vibrant part of the fabric of modern-day Britain.
But the board's role is also proactive. Lobbying, speaking out, reaching out and influencing. We help protect the way kosher food is produced. We ensure mainstream medical ethics are not in conflict with Jewish practices, including the right to circumcise. The board represents people who have problems when their work or exam schedules coincide with the Sabbath or other holy days. And it maintains Jewish cemeteries that are no longer in use. Our professional staff provide up-to-date statistics, community trends, population demographics, so our partner organisations can forecast welfare provision, plan resources for charity projects, and assess the scale and location of community buildings. This is especially true for new and expanding Jewish schools, whose very existence cannot be taken for granted. The board's expert education team stays on top of proposed legislation and makes the case to ministers and officials when necessary.
We listen to the board because its voice is a vital one in the education debate. Britain is richer for the presence of the board, and I do my job better as a result of listening to them.
Jewish schools now rank amongst the highest achieving in Britain. Nevertheless, it's thanks to the board that Jewish schools reflect the cultural and religious ethos that parents want. This benefits 30,000 Jewish children at around 100 Jewish schools. Away from the Jewish community, the board successfully promotes the Jewish way of life to the wider public, students and teachers. These interfaith activities create an environment where together we can deal with common issues, equality, education and extremism. International events can have a direct impact on Jewish communities here and around the world.
From Soviet Jewry to defending Israel, I can't imagine my work without the Board of Deputies of British Jews. It's an essential pivot of world Jewry.
It enables us in Israel to understand better the Jewish community here in the United Kingdom. It allows us to enhance the relationship between both countries and to be more sensitive.
There's been an assault on Israel, including its very right to exist, its very legitimacy. That transcends British and American Jewry. It encompasses us all. Iran's nuclear intentions are something that need to bring us all together at the same table.
We've had a number of outstanding successes over the last few years. One that particularly stands out is the success that we had in Geneva at the Durban Review Conference, where there was a document on the table which singled out Israel for criticism, downgraded the memory of the Holocaust and didn't pay enough attention to combating international anti-Semitism. Over an 18-month period, we consistently lobbied with government, both here and in Geneva, and with ambassadors from all over the European Union and beyond, to change that document. And not only did that document change, but we convinced the UK government to walk out when Ahmadinejad spoke, and we feel that those are significant successes.
Our relationships with diplomats from around the world enable us to lobby on behalf of vulnerable Jewish communities. In addition, we help grassroots activists to campaign, including the release of Gilad Shalit and for universal jurisdiction. With the growing trend to delegitimize Israel, the pressure on British Jews is greater than it has been for decades. It means the board is upping its game. We lead campaigns against divestment, sanctions and boycotts. We make representations to trade unions, universities, church groups and the wider community. The board helps the Jewish community to celebrate Israel, but also to cope with increasing anti-Semitism at home.
The biggest issue at the moment is campus extremism, and the board is out there with our allies, with the Union of Jewish Students, with the Community Security Trust, defending the rights of Jewish students on campus, enabling them to practice their religion on campus, enabling them to express their support for Israel on campus, and campaigning against extreme anti-Israel rhetoric that comes from outside the community, which often translates into anti-Semitism. And we're there right in the forefront of that battle.
We have developed a strong conversation with university vice-chancellors and student unions. As a result of that intervention, universities are now increasingly adopting stringent policies to protect students from hatred and intolerance.
Off campus, the board is leading campaigns against the far left and far right. The board responds to crises, resolves disputes, and helps to structure a conducive legal framework.
We have to create a legal environment where every Jewish charity in the country can flourish, where our welfare services can operate within the bounds of the law, where our schools can operate in such a way as to be compliant with the law and to attract government support. So we're really doing the kind of work that no one else is doing.
The board is the leadership organisation for the Jewish community. It is the group that is meeting with government, it's the group that's taking decisions, it's the organisation that is at the forefront of the community.
We're very concerned with protecting and defending civil and religious liberties for Jewish people in the UK, and we have great success in doing so.
The board goes in and sees the right people, we get accepted by the right people, and we're able to get our message across, our concerns. We're there to protect and defend our community, and I know that we do so very effectively. We get results.
The Board of Deputies of British Jews is, for me, the essence, the heart of British Jewry.
It's an organization that you can all be very, very proud of.
For 250 years, the Board of Deputies has done a fantastic job, and it does it better than ever today, making sure that all the voices within the Jewish community are heard at the highest level. It's a sacred trust that the board has, but it's one that it discharges with distinction. And as a result, there is nobody that is better at safeguarding Jewish life.
New, wide-ranging and more threatening issues are now challenging our Jewish way of life. To stand up for us all, the board needs more resources right now, because the board safeguards Jewish life.